in his yard.
I told her,
You'll know it all in a
you
minute.
need me for first.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. There's a lot of people that's out of town. Cindy is gone with her two sisters trying to recuperate. Gary Wisman called me this morning. He had fell in his yard yesterday while he was out trying to pedal around in his flower bed. Most of y'all noticed on Friday at the graveside that he had trouble walking and standing. It's ever since he had that surgery done, he's had issues with those knees. So he's really just in a bad place. And he said Linda was just in a mean mood this morning, so that's why she's showing up. And you know Linda. I said, Gary, this is 2 weeks in a row, and we're not putting up with this. And he said, I was there last week. I said, no, he wasn't. He was in Virginia, Gary. And for me to remember Virginia, that is something. And look who's coming in the door. Our sweet, sweet daughter. Here's our sweet daughter and our son. Now, where's Jackson, the best part of you all?
Oh, he's in the car.
No.
That's my son-in-law.
Anybody should be used to Randy by now. I mean, that's just the truth. I'll finish in a minute. I got to get a hug, and then I'll finish. Thank you guys.
How you doing, huh?
Yeah. Jerry says I got to get back and do what I'm supposed to do. What? Okay. Thank you, Judy. We are not going to be having any Young at Heart next Friday due to, and you already know it, so we asked God's grace and we prayed about this, and we just felt like it would be too hard right now to do this.
Make sure you call Danny and tell him, because he didn't believe Mary and me Thursday night.
Well, he don't ever believe anything anybody says.
Well,
But,
it's all right. If you call him,
but if he
tell him.
shows up here and nobody's here, that will be a dead sign. So if we're not here and he shows up for food, then that's his problem. You know?
Be good or bad.
Yeah, either good, yeah. So we're not. Nancy Pippin has been in the hospital, but she did get released yesterday. She had pneumonia, but she did get released. But Deborah Norris, Graham's wife, her little new doggie, her little sweet puppy, bit her foot and set off a severe infection because she's already had some health issues with that. So it wasn't the doggie's fault. Puppies bite. That's what they do. Cats claw and puppies bite. But she is in the hospital. She's had a severe infection that they're having to pump her full of some antibiotics and stuff. Deborah, his wife, Graham's wife. So we're going to anoint a prayer cloth later and get this sent to her. We'll just anoint a couple of them. You put one on her foot and one under her pillow. So that way she'll be covered from the top of her head to the bottom of her feet in the name of Jesus. And we do believe that God is able to
Has Melvin been able to go visit her?
Yes. Melvin's went. The churches are. I've already had the church send a big basket, so we're on top of that. You all pray for me because, listen, this is some big shoes to fill for Pam. Pam is the one, in fact, when she was first went in the hospital, and I called Judy and I said, it's hard to call Pam to send her flowers, to send herself flowers or a basket. So I said, Judy, we got to figure out another way. So you all keep us in your prayers. There's going to be lots of times that we need somebody just to make a visit to the hospital for someone. Like Deborah right now, I said anytime anybody wants to go out, she's at Park West. You know, check with Sandy at the church and say, is there anybody in the hospital from our group? If I don't get it out there in time to Facebook, and I try to get updates to everybody that I can, but there is limitations on what we can do at times, and we all know that. But first of all, I want to thank you all, this group of people and more that's not here with us this morning, for the awesome turnout, for the helps that you all did. We make calls and we'll say we need, and there are you all, the body is immediately saying, what can we do? What do you need? So we so thank you all for all of your love. And I told someone earlier this morning, I said, when you pour out into a body of people, as Ron and Pam has poured out 24 years of their life in this body, and before that pouring out continuously. And some of y'all that was able to be there Thursday night, you heard Barb and Steve talk about Pam saying, "You're pregnant," because she burned her biscuits. Pam had such discernment, even down to burning a biscuit. So Ron said this morning, said, "Jury Francis ain't burned any biscuits, did she?" And listen, I burn every pan of biscuits I got. So if that was true for me, I would have 100 million kids. And that's never going to happen in my life.
She burns the way I like them.
Yeah, it burns just the way, I've always burned. But I thought, what a word. Pam could lay a hand upon you. And Sue Long remembers 4 weeks ago on a Sunday, when we stood right there and was praying for Pam. And Sue gave her a word, and Sue said whatever the word was, and then Pam got up here, if you all remember, and said, "I'm healed." Now, you all might look and think, what was that? Was that a misword that Pam received? No, because Pam is totally healed.